Okay, so you can see my screen, right? Today's worksheet is a revision. Okay, so we talk about plant system. So plant system, you have already studied this in P4. Am I right? Some of you probably studied in P3. Okay, and then we did extra or add on in P5. Can anyone recall what did you learn when you were in P3, P4 about plant? Okay, the plant system. Can someone type into the chat? What do you learn when you were in P3 or P4 about plant system? Do you still recall what is the system? Yes or not? Yes, okay, let me ask someone to answer. So, okay, what's the meaning of system? What do you understand by system? Okay, maybe I can ask Willa. Yeah, I have some input from you here. All right, so some of you said to me about the leaves, making food for the plant. Yes, but what is a system? Do you recall what is a system? If you don't recall, okay, remember there are many parts to a system, isn't it, Willa? Still remember or not? What do you think these parts need to do? They need to play their role. Okay, they are there to play their role so that the whole system can work together. They need to function properly. For example, even your bicycle is a system on its own. Bicycle consists of many parts, isn't it? Correct? You have the pedals, you have the wheels, you have the brakes, etc. Right now, so all these parts play their own role, isn't it? Then our body system, we have digestive system, we have circulatory system. Don't you think that all of them need to play their own parts? Yeah. So that is the meaning of a system. Many parts function together, okay, so that the system can achieve its main roles. Yep. So digestive system, for example, needs to help to digest food. Okay, so plant system. Okay, if we were to talk about plant system, let me just go through review very quickly. Now, plant is actually an example of a system. So although plants are different in shape and size, most plants have the same basic parts, right or not? Okay, so what are the basic parts? You should know by now. They are the roots, the stem, and the leaves, the main ones. So what are they supposed to be doing for plants? Each part here, right? Okay, they help the plant to carry out important function. Okay, so if you look at the leaves, like Xiang Kun mentioned, right? Xiang Kun said that the leaves make food for plants through a process known as photosynthesis. That is correct. Very good, Xiang Kun. So what about the roots? Okay, take note, the roots, right? If you are not very clear about the function of roots, I need you to take note right now. The roots, a lot of times we just think that roots are responsible for taking in water, right? Yes or no? We only remember that. But roots also play another important role, which is to hold the plant firmly to the ground. Okay, holding the plant firmly to the ground is another important function. And then we actually stop there most of the time. But today, I'm going to tell you one more thing. You must remember the roots also store food for the plant. How many of you know this already? Very good. Okay, quickly tell me, what are the examples that you know? We even eat them, right, regularly. Yeah, what are the examples that you know? Quickly type into, wow, yeah. Same food that you're talking about, carrots. Is that the only one that you know? Potato, yes. Yeah, radish, good. So what do you notice about all these examples that you type in? Onion, yeah, Jagai says potato. So what do you notice about all this? Where are they found? Where are they found? They are found underground in the soil. That's why, okay, it's actually part of the roots, right? Good. So all of you know this. Wonderful. Okay, so this will be very useful, very important. And you also need to know something. Roots do not just absorb water. Okay, but what comes along with it in the soil, which is the mineral salts. Okay, mineral salts also. Now, do you understand the process photosynthesis? What is the meaning of photosynthesis? Let's see. I want to see responses in the chat. All right. The more you type in, the more I will be motivated to let you play Kahoot later. Okay, let's see. Yeah, process. Okay, yes, somebody is typing in. Good, Marisa. Who else? Let's see. Okay, what is the process here? Photosynthesis. What do you understand by photosynthesis? Okay, someone said that the plant make food. Is it just about making food? What do you understand? What does the word here, photo, refer to you? What does it mean to you? Remember taking photograph? Yeah, when you take photograph, right? Yeah, usually you see something very bright. Yes, Joan, that's right. Who else can identify that? Yeah, Jiaqi also mentioned something like that. Okay, what is that thing? Sunlight. Is it just sunlight? Vinuli says light. Wayla says sunlight, light. Hanson says, yeah, in sunlight. Irene says light. Okay, good. So when you look at photosynthesis, in fact, the first part here, photo, means light. It doesn't have to be just sunlight. That's why plants can also make food under light itself. Sometimes you do see certain greenhouse, right? They are not under the sun. They are actually inside a particular room, and they have this special land, right? Used, okay, for the plants to make a lot of food. So light. Synthesis is, okay, the word synthesis here suggests making something. That's why it's about making food using light. Okay, so only when there is light, then photosynthesis can take place. There are other conditions also. Okay, so not just light. Okay, we also need water. There's one more thing that is very important in the making of food for plants. There's one more thing. Irene, not so about that. I think that is more for germination, right? Aha, Angeline says. Yes, no, Irene, that one is being produced. Okay. So they need light, they need water, and they need carbon dioxide. Okay, so if I were to write it, okay. So this and this and this present together will give me the food. Sometimes you hear or you read words like sugar. Plants make food, plants make sugar. Yeah, they are all the same. And then oxygen will be given out. All right. So without carbon dioxide, without water, without light, photosynthesis cannot take place. Must remember. Okay. Irene, you are copying down? Okay, so let me just go on to the next slide when you are done. Yeah, I see Joan drinking water. Very good. Okay, Carlin also drinking water. Well done. You need to drink lots of water, okay? Okay, let me go on. Next, talk about the stem. What is the function of the stem? All right, so if you recall, okay, stem actually supports the plant so that it is in the best position to get the most sunlight. So the roots will anchor the plant in the soil, okay, firmly. The stem will give the support so that the leaves can actually get the most sunlight. Can you see that? So they have their own role. Don't mix up. This is usually being mixed up. Some people say that the roots are responsible, for the leaves to get more sunlight. Carlin drinking Milo. That gives you energy. In Milo, there's some water also, right? That gives you energy. Good. Now, transport food from the leaves to the other parts of the plant. Transports water and mineral salts from the roots to all parts of the plant. This is actually what you learn this year. Okay, under transport system. Later on, you will see some notes there. You'll be like a repeat. So this is transport system in plants. Okay. Next. Right, so this is the part I'm talking about. So this transport system consisting of tubes for transporting water taken in from the roots and food made in the leaves. Must know this. Okay, how the water moves, how the food actually moves are important. You need to know. Okay, so water carrying tubes, that is the name, right? For the tube that is responsible to carry water from the roots to all other parts of the plant. So what is the direction of movement? Let's say I have a plant, okay, and then I have the plant with the leaves. All right, maybe not so nice. So what is the direction of movement? What is the direction of movement for the water moving in the plant, right? It will be this direction, only going upwards. Clear? Only going upwards. From the soil, okay, the water enter the roots and it will move through the water carrying tubes upwards into the leaves. Notice that? Then at the same time, you know that photosynthesis takes place and then you have the food being produced. Okay. Now, the food that is being produced, for example, by these particular leaves, does it go down only? Do you think it only goes down? Joan says no. Yes, good. I can see that. So it will go down. It can also move up. Clear? Very good, Joan. Thank you. So same thing here. Okay, it can go down. It can also go up. It happens for all the various leaves. So I'm not going to draw for each of them. You should know. Okay, so we call these the food carrying tubes. All right. Okay, I write in short form. Just now I use blue. Okay. Okay, let's go on. Any question here? Don't have, right? Okay, so let's start with question 1. Let me see whether you have completed. Okay, I can see quite a number of you completed, but not everybody. Okay, not everybody, but I can see your responses, right? So Xingyi, Jakai, Joven, Marissa, and so on. Yeah, some of you didn't do this. Now, I'll be going through the questions that you are making mistakes. Most of you are doing very well for this worksheet. It's quite simple, isn't it? Very much like a P4 style kind of question. Okay, so those that I feel that not a lot of problem, for example, question 1 is not an issue. Okay, for those who submitted the answers, I see that all of you got this correct. Yeah, so if I were to share the screen, I think later I'll share. I'll only share when we do the open-ended. Okay, everybody got this right. So what's the answer here? Okay, what's the reason for the plant A withering? All right, but then plant B grew healthily. Okay, can you see the difference over here? All right, there's water for B, there's no water for A. Pretty obvious. Any question here actually? No, good. Question 2, let's see.